Hey guys, Tamara here with Yogi Gardens, and today I am talking about squash plants and some of the pests that you may have to deal with. This would include your yellow squash, your zucchini, your pumpkins. Okay, so let's get into the video. So there's two different types of bugs I'm talking about today. It is the squash borer and the squash bug. Both of these will wreak havoc on your plants. So let's look at something we can do to get rid of it. All I'm using today is a pan of soapy water. So just put a little bit of soap in some warm water, and this is all I'm going to be using to get rid of these things. I'm mostly seeing the squash bugs today, but I'm also seeing a couple of the squash borers, and so I'm just going to kind of show you what to do. Okay, so you just want to check underneath your leaves for a little cluster of eggs. So I'm just checking each leaf. A lot of them are going to be towards the bottom, but those are mostly where the squash borers lay their eggs. And then, you know, the squash bug lays it also along the bottom, but they also lay them on the top. So you kind of have to check every single leaf for these guys, which can be kind of time consuming. But hey, that's what gardening is, right? Organic gardening, at least. If you spray your plants with a bunch of chemicals, you probably find gardening rather easy, but I don't want those chemicals in my body. So I am gonna do this the little bit more complicated way. Story of my life. I love doing things the complicated way. All right, you guys, so I actually found an adult while I was looking under the leaves, so I want to show you that first, I guess, because he's the first thing I stumbled upon. So here he is. Look at that guy. He is trying to hide from me. He knows what's about to happen. Oh, and there we have some eggs. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of those. All right, so now that I found some, I'm gonna go ahead and get my soapy water, and I'm just gonna roll the eggs from the leaf into the water. I did just murder an adult squash bug, but I didn't really want to film that for you all to see. All right, so just knocking these off into the water. And I kind of did a little bit of damage on that leaf. I wasn't trying to use my fingers. If I would have used not a glove in my fingers, I probably wouldn't have done as much damage, but honestly, I just really don't want to touch these things. Or at least try to avoid it as much as I can. And the damage I just did to this leaf is definitely not near the damage that these bugs can do. So, found some more. I'm gonna get them off. I mean, they are so good at hiding their babies. I mean, oh my God, look at this. They are everywhere. I mean, there is multiple. I mean, there is just clusters of eggs on here. Multiple clusters. That is not okay. I'm not okay with that at all. Okay, so get them off. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna snip this entire leaf, because at this point, I feel like I would do more damage to the leaf anyway, so I might as well just cut it off. All right, so I went ahead and just cut this leaf off, but I am gonna drown these eggs because I still don't want them to hatch, regardless if I throw them in the trash or not. And you definitely do not wanna put these in your compost, because then you're just gonna have a ton of bugs in your compost, and they're just gonna make their way back to their garden. So if you're composting, make sure that you get rid of these eggs first before you put any leaves in the compost. Let's check for some more. Just checking each leaf. And there are some more. See those guys? All right, those are gone. On to the next. There's actually some right over here as well. I was using my glove, but I couldn't feel as much, so I'm using my fingers now. Joy of gardening. And it will take about a week for these to hatch out once that the eggs are laid. And once they are laid, they'll turn into little nymphs. Alright guys, so I don't know if you can see this or not, but on this leaf there are a couple little nymphs, and then there's also still some eggs where they haven't all hatched out. Alright, so I'm just going to be trying to get rid of these guys the quickest way that I know how, and that is simply allowing them to fall in some soapy water. Go in there. We do not want these guys surviving, so we want to get these guys off of here so they do not wreak havoc. So next we're going to be talking about the squash borer. Now it starts off as an absolutely beautiful moth. It's very pretty, but then that moth lays its eggs, and the eggs eventually turn into these little grubs that eat the crap out of your squash plants. You can tell where this squash borer has been by a lot of sawdust or a little bit around the stem of your plant or even the leaves. Anywhere where you see this, you're going to know that a borer is very close by. Alright, so I'm about to perform what gardeners like to call as surgery to my squash plant, and what I'm going to be doing is just trying to get the worms out. So a lot of times people will use like a box cutter or a knife. They'll slice that stem open and to reveal the worm inside, and then manually get rid of it. Now I don't want to get too deep into my stem, so I'm not going to be doing that today. All I'm going to be doing is trying to pull away some of the leaves where they look like they've been affected and see what I can find. And then afterwards I'm going to be spraying the infected area with BT. This is for organic gardening, and you know, upon research, this is what it said to use. So that is what I'm going to be doing today in hopes of getting rid of this issue, because these little guys will completely ruin your squash plants. So you just want to follow the directions on this, put it in a spray bottle, and then just spray the infected area. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. So let's see if there are any nasty worms affecting my squash plants. All right, so I just tore this leaf off. As you can see, it's being munched on by something. I'm about to get real gross. You can see them down in there. We're gonna pull this back. Ooh, this literally makes me want to vomit. Gross. All right, and there he is, guys. Oh. Ooh, gosh, I don't know why he grosses me out so much, but he does. This is the one thing I don't like about gardening. Are little nasty critters like this. Oh my gosh, that is repulsive. I mean, ugh. These will completely destroy your squash plants. Look at him. He's just going right back in there to feed. And, I mean, there might even be some more in here, but I think he's the only one. I mean, look at him go. He's just like, I'm gonna munch the crap out of this plant and eat every last bit of it. But unfortunately, he's not going to. He is going to die. Ugh. And I'm not gonna be composting this. I'm just going to throw it away. It's just gross. Just gonna pull this away and see if there is one of those little worms in here. All right, so I just picked off a damaged area of my squash plant, and this is what was inside. He looks to be moving a little slowly. I did spray some BT at the bottom of my plant, so maybe he's feeling that a little bit. Yeah, but I'm gonna throw him away. Squish him, throw it away. All right, so I am going to spray this area with BT. As you can see, there's already a lot of damage to this stem. They've eaten the crap out of it. I have some diatomaceous earth down to try to stop some of the bugs, any of the bugs that do get on here. Hopefully they will die. And then I've also been spraying some BT. So what I'll do is I'll just spray as much around this area as I can to hopefully kill these guys and prevent them just from getting worse and doing any more damage. All right, so I'm just gonna pull back this little leaf right here. And if you can see that, there are one of those little guys. So we're gonna try to grab him out of there. Oh, and he's getting right back in there. Pull some more away. And there he is. Oh, look at him. What you're supposed to do after this is kind of wrap this area. I need to do a little bit more research because I've never actually done this before or had to. I've never had a problem with these guys before until this year. So at least we got rid of them though. All right, so see this area right here. I have reason to believe that there's something in there. So let's check it out. I'm just gonna peel this back. Oh, and there he is. There he is. Right there. So I'm just gonna grab him. And I just cut him in half. And this is why probably using a knife to cut this a little bit more or something would be better. But either way, he's dead. So it has started to rain on me, but I'm gonna keep doing this because one of my favorite times to garden is actually in the rain. Have nice overcast skies, sun isn't beating down on me, causing me to sweat. So I absolutely love gardening in the rain. So I'm gonna keep doing this, but I'm gonna wrap up this video so that my camera doesn't get wet. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope that you learned something today and that these harmful pests will stay out of your garden, or you can at least keep them under control if they are there. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye.